friends.
Hey, friends.
Welcome to Leave Me Alone. I'm working on it. I'm Aurea Jolie.
And I'm Cassie J.
How's everyone feeling today? Look, guys, I feel like Cassie and I have traded places in this new season. I'm happy Aurea now. And Cassie's just oh, I need to dig deep. I need to dig deep and find it.
I literally said those words 30 seconds ago. I need to dig deep and find it. But I will. I'm actually really happy that we're doing this. This is so much fun. So that helps.
It is. It usually ends up being fun, but getting to this point is actually really hard for us most times. Sometimes Cass and I will have a shoot day, and then in the morning we'll text each other and be like, friend, are we shooting today? Is it happening? Are we doing this? Because we're so tired. But then we come on here and we have a good time.
So much fun. Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, we're here. And one of the things that's been really cool for me is I got a new phone. And you know how with getting a new phone, you get free subscriptions. So I got yeah. Do you not know this? They give you all kinds of random stuff. So sometimes I get Apple TV for a week or a month, or I get Apple Fitness, or I get Apple News. So I got Apple News and Apple TV, I think this time around. I did not use Apple TV because who's watching TV? Who has time for that? I have a almost toddler. What is TV? Anyway, I got Apple News. Okay. And because I didn't delete them, I just kind of logged out of Twitter, Threads, Instagram. So I don't have news anyway. So when I got this, I'm like, hey, this is cool. I can get some news without actually having to go on socials or having to Google stuff.
Yeah.
So I go into
and the world is a pretty crazy place right now. Those headlines be wild.
Let me tell you, laying there at night reading with my son next to me, reading some of these headlines, I'm like, Aurea, what have you done? This is not the time in the world to be having a child because it's wild out there. I've questioned this decision. Huh? No, I've questioned this decision so many times because I'm like, what have I brought him into? I'm not gonna lie. I'm anxious and I'm really afraid. I'm like, what have I brought this child into? But
it's crazy because there's two different schools of thought here. There's one that's what you're feeling now is that I don't want to, there's a lot of people who are I don't want to have children because I don't want to bring them into this craziness. But then there's the other side of that there's people that's the world could end every day. We need to maximize every moment. Let's have a baby now.
Yeah, but for me,
those two dichotomies.
I'm not going to say either one of those thoughts is right or wrong. But for me, when you say the world could end today, let's have a baby now. And that's the only reason why you want to have a baby. It kind of just feels a bit selfish. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it does kind of feel a bit selfish. You need to think about it. What are you bringing this child into? What world are we leaving behind for our kids and their kids? What's going to be left? Because now we're kind of all fighting and just picking at each other and scratching each other's eyes out, and it's getting really, really, really ugly.
But so I read something the other day, you have logged out of socials. I am still firmly within. There's a lot more of these social pages that are telling good stories and good news and all the rest of that. And I've really enjoyed subscribing to that to hear all the positive things that are actually happening around the world. And I do wonder, I work in PR and I work in media. So I do know that the news's goal is clicks. They want you to click on the link. They want you to read the thing so that they can make money. And they do that by, catastrophizing headlines a lot. And it's not to say that the world isn't a crazy place. The world is a crazy place. But I do think also that there's a lot of amazing and good stuff that's happening as well, which is then a good place to bring your child into. One of those things is the global population rate is decreasing, right? So the number of people in the world is reducing. Okay, which means that the planet is healing itself. And it's just there's so many positive things that come off the fact that people are choosing to have babies. Mm-hmm, yes. Mm-hmm, So I think.
Well, see, that's a good way to think about it, because if you think about it and you think the world is a terrible place, let's not have children, you're actually helping the planet.
You are actually helping. You are actually helping the planet immensely. You're helping it a lot, which means that it will be good for other people's children. I don't actually know anymore about this. I want to stop talking now. You go.
Look, I don't regret having him at all. He's an absolute delight. He is the absolute joy of my life. But I do get a little bit, and I think it's normal as a parent to just be a little bit anxious, about your child's safety and their health, and you worry about the things that we eat and the produce and the things that sprayed on it and all of the things in the news and the air that we're breathing in.
The new thing is microplastics. Microplastics are in everything.
And I was watching this. Well, it was kind of like the trailer for a docu or something about how this couple couldn't get pregnant because of she had microplastics or something in her. I don't know how they found it or figured it out, but it was this journey that they now had to go on. And this is me with my plastic food meal prep bowls that go in the microwave. And my child's bottle was glass, but then the moment he started feeding himself, I can't give him glass. He's just gonna he throws everything on the floor. So I had to switch to a plastic bottle so that it's safer. And now I'm like, microplastics in the baby's milk.
Man, yeah, no, it's there's so much to be worried about. My gosh. There's so much to be concerned about.
But there's also so much to be grateful for and to appreciate in the world. You are right. Before I logged out of Threads, there was this account that was called, I think it was called Tiny Kindness. Do you know it? And I used to follow Tiny Kindness, and it's just basically people sharing stories of like how someone was kind to them randomly. Yeah. And so I loved reading those stories because it does reaffirm your faith in humanity. And I remember watching, I did. So sometimes what I do when Mikey goes to sleep at night, I've become such a grown up, and I blame my sister for this part. So what my sister used to do when she was here, when she puts the kids to bed, she'll have a cup of tea and a slice of cake and watch some TV in the dark. Like that was her way of relaxing after a long day. Decompressing, that's the word I was looking for. So I started doing the cup of tea minus the cake because Ori is back on this health journey now.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I've enjoyed getting back to the gym. Finally, my body is not fighting me and kicking me and screaming when I go. So it's been a good journey. Yeah. But anyway, what I do at night, on the nights where Mikey lets me get up, is I will make myself a cup of tea. Offer Dami a cup of tea. Babe, do you want a cup of? We'll make some tea. He'll go to work. I'll sit down. Maybe I'm doing some work or I'll watch a show on TV, like an episode in the dark with my cup of tea. So one of the shows I watched, I can't even remember which one, but there's news shows apparently. And this particular one had something to do. There was what was it? Oh, I remember what it was. There's a new 911 franchise. I know you don't watch these things, but so there is 911. Then there was 911 Lone Star, which was in Texas. Then now there's 911 Nashville. It's a new series, and it's about firefighters, basically. Okay. Well, firefighters and then the 911 call agents. So in the very first episode, these people are at a concert. A country music concert, actually. And I knew the artist and I was like, girl.
That's when you know you're deep in the country.
I knew the artist.
When
and
you know the country artist. Oh my gosh. Oh my
And you know what's weird is I saw the concert. I saw him on stage and I got so excited. I'm like, okay, girl, you need to calm down. Anyway. So I'm watching this episode and there's a concert and all of a sudden a tornado hits and it's coming in. And the winds blow all of the stage lights and things down, and people are trapped underneath, and it's just a complete shit show. So the fire department is called, and they're on the way, and they're coming in, and they've tried to use like their equipment to lift these, those huge metal things they use for the lights. Yeah, they're trying to lift this with their equipment, and the rope snaps. And so now the firefighters are all trying to manually lift this thing so that they can get the people underneath it, but they're not winning. And the artist, I think it was Kane Brown, the artist runs in to where everybody's taking shelter from the storm. I was like, guys, they need help. Everybody run out. Mind you, there's a tornado coming. Like, it's right there. And everybody runs outside and joins and starts to lift just so they can get the people underneath it, putting their own lives at risk.
This is the kind of thing that makes me cry. Like, when I watch people being kind to other people on the internet, I cry because I'm like, this is so lovely. Why can't we be like this all the time?
Exactly. I cried. I was lying down on the bed. I actually sat up. I cried and then I applauded. I was like, good job. Oh my God. I love when people are kind. I love when humans are being so human. I was just clapping the entire time. It was such a lovely moment.
That's
Me and my cup of tea and this show that was just showing human kindness. So you're right. It happens. I know. I shouldn't be so doom and gloom. It happens.
I know. It's not necessarily about being doom and gloom. I think that the world is structured in a way that doom and gloom is what hooks us and what dominates all the storytelling platforms, right? And I mean, the media is just bad news. It is just bad news. That is all there is.
Yeah.
You know?
It sells. Bad news sells.
That's what sells. Exactly. And that's what sells. And so, and I like to think, and maybe it's that I need to think that there's more good happening in the world than there is bad. And it's just that the bad gets more airtime.
Yeah. So it's just like, I think it was Demi who said this. I can't remember who said it, but I was like, and I've actually tried, I haven't done it. So I haven't done it. Don't hold me accountable just yet. But I've told myself that this year, one of the things I want to do more is leave positive reviews online. So if I go to a restaurant,
I do that.
Or on Amazon, if I buy a product, I want to go leave positive reviews.
Well done.
Because you'll buy a product and there are no positive reviews, but then the product is good. So then you're like, why didn't anybody review it? And I can't remember who I was talking to. And the person was like, yeah, because if you buy it and it's good, you've moved on. You're enjoying the product. You don't think about it. But if you buy it and it's bad, you take that anger.
You take that experience. Someone needs to know.
Exactly. Someone needs to know. I need to pull
that I had a bad
down.
time.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, that's why you see a lot more bad reviews online and things like that. So I'm saying the people who are doing good, you know, and maybe everyone's just being happy and thankful and grateful and forgetting to share it online. They're living lives. The bad news will always sell because it gets you more clicks. And when you're angry or you're upset about something and you want to vent, these days, social media is a place to be. So anyway, we have digressed, but I'll bring it back. What I wanted to talk about today and why we ended up here. So while I had the Apple News subscription, because I no longer have it.
That's how we got here.
That's how we got here. While I had the subscription, I was just scrolling one day. And of course, all the microplastics and all of the things happening in the world were there. But there was this one that I was like, oh, this should be a fun time. And the article was literally called, so it was a BuzzFeed article, and it was literally called, I'm Divorced and Broke. Women who picked their soulmate over a sugar daddy are sharing their experiences, and the results are all over the place.
Oh my God.
And the very first line there that really caught my attention and made me actually read the whole thing was a quote from one of the women. And she said, marry for love, but don't marry a bum. Take that how you will. And I was like, okay, girl, now I need to know more.
Marry for love, but don't marry a bum. I think that's wise counsel. I do think that that's wise counsel.
So I'm just going to read some of what they wrote and we'll just chat. Because,
okay,
to be very honest, do you want to say something?
I want to say many things.
Okay, go.
No. Please finish your stories. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where we'll come back to where I stand on this. I know where I stand. I really do know where I stand. And this first woman says, I come from a marry for wealth family. I married for love. I'm divorced and broke. They're all married and wealthy. So I think what her story is basically she she came from a family who prioritizes marrying for a wealthy person over marrying for love. She decided not to do that. She married her person for love. All of her other family members, they married just for the wealth. She is now divorced and broke because her husband was broke. So she got nothing out of that thing, but all of her family members who married for money are still married. See, you know when they say love is not enough? That thing is real. Let me tell you. That thing is real.
Yeah. It's difficult for me to comment on something like this because I've never been married. Do you know what I mean? So like what's going through so I'm looking at it at the lens of someone who is wanting to get married and wanting to meet my person and all of those things, right? And this is one of the things I've also been thinking about as I continue on my dating journey is I really struggle to date someone. Like if I go on a date with someone and I learn that their financial status is not as stable or is not secure, like I really struggle. I really struggle. Like I really struggle to push past that. And for a long time I felt really guilty about this. I felt like, oh, Cassie, you're so shallow. Like, you know, people are so much more than just what's in their bank account, et cetera, et cetera. But as I've gotten older and as I've seen people who have, you know, married for love and are now really struggling in their life because they don't have money and it's the lack of money is impacting their marriage. I've also seen the other side where people have married for money and their husbands are treating them like absolute dirt. Do you know what I mean? So there is a balance to be struck, but in my mind, I'm really just like, and I think there's a part of me, and this is, okay, I'm going to say something tough, okay? But this is the reality of what goes through my mind. It's just how I feel. So I'm sorry, but it's just how I feel. If I go on a date with a guy and his financial status is really unstable, I actually lose respect for him. Okay.
What?
I know. And I'll tell you why. Because what's going through my mind is, how is it that in this day and age, you are where you are and I am where I am, but the system was designed for your success. The system was designed for you to succeed and for me to struggle. And somehow I have managed to survive it and maneuver it, et cetera, and you have not. It makes me go, what have you been doing? Like, what have you been doing? And I fully understand that this is a tough position. And I understand that life and things can happen. And if that's the case, obviously there's a justification. But if you're just, and to borrow this lady's term, married for love. What? Marry for love, but don't marry a bum?
Marry for love, but don't marry a bum, yeah.
Right? If you're a bum in this situation, if the reason why your financial status is unstable is because you are not focused, you know, you're not like doing the things to get yourself to, I'm like, I cannot be involved. Like, good luck on your journey. I'm so sorry, but I cannot go on this journey with you. That's just what goes through my mind.
For me, I think that this lady's advice is actually really on point. Marry for love, but don't marry a bum. Because it's one thing to marry for money only, right? And it's one thing to marry for love only. But neither one of those things alone makes a good marriage.
There we go.
Like a good marriage is a combination of many different factors, right? Yeah. Love is one of those factors. Respect for each other is one of those factors. Trust is one of those factors. And believe it or not, money is one of those factors. And so for me, it's not so much that I'm not dating and I never really dated, but for me, it's less about how much is in your bank account, and more your relationship with money and what are you doing with your life and your time. If you are out there hustling and maybe it just hasn't clicked for you yet, that's a different perspective. Like for me, that's, and I'm not saying be broke. Like we're not getting married at that point. We cannot both be broke and get into a relationship. It's not going to work out. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm not in a good place and you're not in a good place, that is not marriage material. I mean, some people will be like, oh, it works for some people. Oh, we both had nothing and we got married. I'm sorry. I can't. One of us needs to be doing okay. Yeah. Otherwise, we are both going to struggle and it puts a strain on your relationship. So if you are like hustling and maybe, and hey, let me clarify. I don't mean like hustling, like hustling. You did see Acrimony, didn't you?
I most certainly did.
So I don't mean that type where he was, actually, let me read this next one for you. So this woman says, I'm married for love. We've been married for 13 years. We have an almost 14-year-old son. I thought he married for love too. Now, I think he married for stability. As soon as we got married, my 6-figure income suddenly became enough to support the household. We've been together for 16 years, and he has worked maybe 3 years in total. Maybe 3 years in total. My plan was to retire last year at 48. It would actually be 30 years at my job, started as an intern before college. Now, I have to keep going a little bit longer to get to where I want to be financially before I can stop. 3 years he worked. They've been together how long? 13 years. So you see, that's why I'm like, it's not, for me, it's not so much what's in your bank account. It's what's your attitude. Like, what are you doing? What's your goal? Are you a hard worker? Are you innovative? Are you chasing a dream?
In that situation, the question that I'm going to ask is, what was he like before they got married? Do you know what I mean? And the fact that
that's what she's saying. He married for stability as soon as we got married. So as soon as they got married, he stopped working. Oh, no. Like what was she like?
I'm saying for her experience with him, like what was her experience with him? Was he the kind of person who was stable? Was he the kind of person who financially had it together? Or was he always this person looking for stability? She was always supporting him. Because if that's the case, then you chose this. You know what you knew what you were getting into. I'm not saying it's okay, and it's a tough position, right? I mean, but I'm just saying, he showed you who he was. Why did you not believe him? And now 13 years later, you're going, well, why? How are we here?
But I don't think that that's what happened, though. I think what happened was that when they got married, he stopped working. Because she says, as soon as we got married, my 6-figure income suddenly became enough for us. So suddenly became enough to support the household. And then she was like, we've been together 16 years.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. She said, suddenly became enough. So, you know what I'm taking from this story? I'm just really glad to find out that there are gold-digging men out there as well. Because it's always gold-digging men.
Out? Yes. No, girl, I'm so sorry. I can never.
I'm glad to find out that it's not just us. Everybody wants a good time. Everybody wants a full ride through life. It's not just women. Men do it too. That's why I thought.
I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling with this story because it's so tough. Then, if that's the case, she married someone who was working, and all of I don't think
Cassandra's struggling. You're struggling. Can I ask you a question?
I'd be super disappointed in him. And then I'd also be super disappointed in myself because at some point around year 5, I'm going to be like, sir.
Is that the end of the road? Would that be the end of the road for you?
Not necessarily the end of the road, but it's time for us to have a very real conversation. What's happening right now? What's going through your mind? Say it with your words so that I'm clear on where you're at and so that I can decide if this is something that I want to continue in. Right. And I think that in general, we as a people, because I'm not going to ascribe this to gender, but we as a people have become, well, let me just say it and we can talk about it. But like, we're a little bit less confrontational. Like, we're a little bit less like.
Except it's on the internet.
Yeah.
We are
exactly.
the definition of our persona on the internet is confrontational.
Confrontational because I'm hiding behind my keyboard.
Fair enough.
Am I going to do it to your face? Am I going to sit you down and have the hard conversation to be like, ma'am, you know, what's the story? Because I would be like, around year 5 of whatever was going on, for me, who I am now, and I know that I wasn't always this person, but who I am now is a lot more direct and a lot more like, what's happening? Yeah. We would have to sit down and have a conversation. Because if I had planned to retire by 48, 50, which also, ma'am, 10 out of 10.
I know. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's amazing. And now my plan is derailed because of you. Sir,
I want to know what he was doing. I think for me that would maybe put it in perspective, because if she stuck it out for what she said, they were together for 16 years in total, and he only worked for 3 years. So what was he doing? Was he a house husband? Was he the one looking after the baby? Was he the one doing school runs? Was he the one doing dishes and cooking food and doing laundry? I want to know what he was doing. If he was doing all of that, then girl, you need to sit down and shut up. Because if it was I agree. And the man is bringing in 6 figures and the woman is doing all of that stuff, we would tell the man to stop complaining, that the wife is pulling her weight in other ways. So I want to know what was this man doing?
On that, I agree. On that, I actually really agree with you, because if you guys enter into a relationship where you're okay to have traditional gender roles reversed, and everybody is aligned to this conversation, 10 out of 10, highly recommend, live your best lives, right?
Yeah.
As long as everybody is aligned and happy, right? So exactly, if in not working in 16 years, 13 years, however long it was, you know, he has been doing school runs because they've got a kid together, helping the child out with this, that, and the third, cleaning the house, whatever, then fine. I'm okay with this arrangement. Like,
would you be okay with that arrangement though, for you? Like, would you marry someone whose goal is to be like a house husband and raise the babies and do all of the things?
I have thought about this, because if I look at the trajectory of what I want for my life, I do not see housewife in my future.
Why do you have to be a housewife?
I'm being dramatic, but I'm just saying the things that I want for myself means that I'm like, we're going to have someone else is going to be taking care of the house and all the rest of that, you know? And if it needs to be outsourced to other people, then it's outsourced to other people, and that's okay. I think where I'm going now is, would I be okay with me being the breadwinner, but he taking on...
You would not. Let me answer this for you. You would not. You would 1,000% not. You would have no respect for this man. Let me tell you now, because Cassandra's the kind of hun who would be like, oh, I want to go to Greece. Let's go to Greece.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's go to Greece. Let's go to Greece.
Yeah,
I think actually, no, let's go to Nepal. Like, you're the hun who wants to like just get up and go.
I really do.
You will expect a partner to at least meet you halfway. And if my guy is... Yeah, nah, it's not for you, Cass. Move on. It's not for you.
It's not.
This house husband thing is not for you.
That's why I'm saying, like, I just like, I don't know if I'm on a date with someone and the financials aren't there. Like, immediately I'm out. It's better for both of us that I'm out, because I'm going to annoy you because I'm not going to be what you need me to be, because in the back of my mind, I'm going, dude, get it together. Like,
it's not for you. Cassandra needs to marry a rich man, like like wealthy.
No.
Yes.
No. I know. I thank you. I'm not going to say no to a rich man. So if a rich man is listening, hello, hi. But I have spent a lot of time thinking about this. I really, really am okay with being with someone who is at least at my level or more, like a little bit more. I'm not saying you have to be a multi-billionaire. I won't say no again if you are, but like, it's not what I'm looking for. At least at my level or more, because exactly to your point, this weekend I want to go. Like last week I was in Mauritius. It was amazing. It was so much fun. And I was like, this place is so great. And I thought to myself, because I'm on leave for the next 2 weeks, I was like, can I quickly sneak back a trip to Mauritius? In an ideal world, I would want you to be able to do that with me. If you cannot do that with me, I'm not going to have a good time.
You can't do it. Let's just, anyway, I'm going to read another one.
I don't think I could.
This woman says, his personality changed once he had me hooked in, and it was a nightmare. I escaped. I'm 30, divorced, and have no desire to even bother trying to date anymore because they all do the same thing. I say marry for money because at least you might make it out with something and go to some fun places and meet successful people along the way. No. Homegirl is in it for the money.
For the guap. Listen.
Look, it's not a bad position. I understand where she's coming from.
Yeah, because I do get it.
If you do marry for money and it goes south, at least you get something out of it. At least you walk away with something.
I'm with you. I think there's a part of me that still wants to believe that that good relationships exist and can thrive and all of those things. But for me, I'm like, so that's why I'm saying I think it's too dangerous as a woman to marry for money.
It depends on what you want out of life. Fair. It depends on what you want out of life, Cass. Some people some people are in the marriage business. Like they just like to get married. They enjoy it. You know, the honeymoon phase, you know, you meet someone new, the butterflies, everything's tingling, you know, it's they love that thing. And then, you know, they love the idea of starting over. We get married, we get a new home, we do this, we do that. And then when it's not working out for them anymore, or when the novelty phase, they check out and they marry someone else. You know, so some people, it depends on what you want out of life. Not everyone wants to be locked into a marriage for the rest of their lives. Some people, and I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying we want different things. And who am I to sit here and judge you? You know?
Fair. 100%. 100%. I think I'm speaking from a place of like having watched people in my world marry for money, you know, and I'm going, and I see what their lives are like now. I see the things beyond the Instagram stories, you know? I see the things beyond the Instagram reel of the fancy vacation. And yes, you're shopping, and yes, you're on the yacht, but like you're on the yacht and you're like crying. You're on the yacht and you're popping, you know, one antidepressant pill plus an anti-anxiety pill plus a. Like, you know, I've seen what happens in the background. And I think, and again, to your point, some people, this is a choice that they've made, but for me, I'm weighing up the cost benefit analysis, and I'm going, is it worth it? Like, is it worth it that I'm living in a world where I'm anxious, stressed, depressed? Like, is he cheating on me? Is he coming home tonight? Is he like,
it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I don't think there's any amount of money that's worth that. I
also don't think so. And
I just don't.
So for me, I cannot, in the same breath as like, I want someone who is financially stable. Like, I'm also not gonna, you can be someone who is financially stable and amazing and tick all the boxes on paper. But if you're not a good person, you're not grounded, you're not, you know, a values oriented person, I'm also going to walk away. Like, because it's a different stress issue for me, right?
I don't know if you ever saw this quote that says, my mom said to marry a rich man. I am a rich man.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
So there's this woman who was like, we are wealthy now. I earn my own money, so I now have both. She married for love, but then she's earning good, he's earning good. She's like, I've got both now. I think that's a good place to be.
That's an amazing place to be.
Like, marry for love and make your own money.
It's an amazing place to be. I agree. I fully agree.
I'm gonna read like two more.
There's to build on your point as well on the my mom said marry a rich man and I became a rich man. There's Paige from, I don't know if you've seen the Giggly Squad podcast.
Yeah.
So funny. I really enjoyed it.
They just won, I think, best podcast or something. I saw.
They did. Yeah. Shout out to them. But Paige on the one, she was literally just like, I would like to, she said she was like journaling or whatever. And she was like, I would like to meet a man who is, you know, like maybe he's like running his own business, but he's making good money. You know, he's got a great apartment. He's got a great car. He's like, you know, he can travel. He can do all of these things. And then I just became all of those things like myself. And she's now like, well, do I need the man, you know? And I think that there's this interesting journey that at least I'm seeing on socials as well of a lot of women talking about like, do they need a man? And there's two sides to this. It's number one, it's like, and I'm not talking about like angry feminists on the internet, like who's like, I don't need a man. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who have looked at their lives, who've assessed everything that they have and everything that they want, and they're going like, this would be a cherry on top of a beautifully baked cake, but it doesn't take away from the beautifully baked cake, right? And then the other side of this is, I don't know if you've seen this on socials as well, is people going to older women in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s even sometimes, and going, you know, if you could change one thing, like, what would you change? And the number of women that are like, I would not get married.
Like, I've seen that quite a bit.
I would choose myself. I'd work on myself, blah, 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 you know, all of those things. And I'm just like, I mean, there's something to be said there. Like, even if I can't quite articulate what it is, but as a single person, I'm really interrogating this idea of marriage. Not that I don't want it. I want it. But I'm also not going to be the kind of person who is going to like settle just to have it. Because the horror stories are too horrific. It's too horrible what people have gone through just so that they can say, no, I was married. No thanks.
Yeah.
I'm
it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. And again, it's not to say that I don't want it. I would love nothing more than to be married and to have my person and to live our beautiful life together. But but I'm not gonna just marry anyone for the sake of marrying it.
No. I'm married, and I will say that
you're married. What?
I've been married for 6.5 years. Is it 6.5? I don't know. Sorry, babe. But I will say, if you don't get it right, just don't do it. There's like,
Tell
if
us
you
what
don't,
that means.
if you,
no, I'm being serious.
If you keep meeting people who are not the right fit for you, like something's off somewhere. Either your beliefs are too different, or your social lives are too different, or what you want out of a marriage is too different, or what you want out of life, out of the world is too different. And you guys are just,
I'm with you.
Like, you're not connecting fully on something. Then don't just get married because you need to get married.
Yeah.
And I know it's still hard on a lot of women in many parts of the world, my home country being one of those places. But I'm really glad to see a lot more women just owning themselves and owning their autonomy and being like, I want to get married. I haven't met my person. When I meet my person, I'll get married. And if that doesn't happen for me, oh well. You know, because it's man, if you are in a terrible relationship, it completely, your whole life, your whole world unravels. It goes beyond, you think it's just an emotional thing. It's not. Your mental health is at risk. Your finances, whatever you have is at risk. Your physical health is at risk. Your other relationships, your spiritual health, like it affects every single part of you if you are in a toxic relationship. So I would just say, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't marry just so you can have a ring on your finger. Girl, if you want a ring, buy yourself a ring. Walk into Tiffany's and buy yourself a nice one. Buy yourself a nice one and flaunt it. But waiting for a man to put a ring on you just so you can say, I'm a Mrs. I know people are going to be like, oh, but you're married. You shouldn't be speaking. Fine. But this is what I'm saying. I'm saying it because I've seen it go left for people so many times. And it's not to say marriage is ever perfect or that it's ever without its struggles. But when you are with a partner, like who gets you and that you are both working together, like you're a team, it is a very beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that Damien, I remember saying to him very recently, we were having an argument about something. I don't even remember what, but I remember saying to him, my guy, we are a well-oiled machine. So let's take a step back and figure out where we've missed it. Because that's the thing, we work so well together. I don't want to start a business with him, but I think that if we did, I think it would thrive. That's just too much Damien. I see him in the day, see him at night, see him in the day, see him at night.
So funny.
Or
you know, one of my friends as well was also just like, I could never work with I don't think me and my wife could work together because we would just like...
We could.
Yeah.
We could. We really could. I just don't think that we should. Anyway, so I'm just saying, I'm really glad that the world is changing bit by bit. It's slow, but hopefully we will get there where there is less pressure on women to marry just because.
Yeah. I was thinking also, like, right now, as you were talking about, you know, how this person really permeates your whole world. I had a roommate once, and we shared an apartment, and she went a little bit like cuckoo cuckoo. Maybe I should tell this story on another episode of the podcast. But
you should tell the story on another episode
because it was one of those things where like it got to the point where I was like locking my bedroom door at night because I was like, I wasn't sure what she was going to do. Like, no.
Oh my goodness.
T for tense. Okay, a story.
You need to tell this story. Yeah.
I will.
Let me quickly read this too. Yeah.
Wait, one second. But one of the things I remember just being like is, I don't want to go home. I like don't feel comfortable in my own house. I don't feel comfortable in my own space.
And this was off of a breakup? Was this from a breakup?
This was just my roommate.
I know, but what was going on with her? Like she...
it's so...
Oh, no, she was just that way? I thought when you started the story, I thought she became that way because she'd gone through like a rough relationship.
The point of my story is like, I felt that way with just a roommate.
Imagine
it's someone who is...
I see.
Who I'm in a romantic relationship.
Someone you're sharing a bed with.
Someone I'm sharing a bed with. I can't lock the bedroom door at night because you're here.
Girl, if you feel unsafe with your partner, you better lock the bedroom door.
But you get what I'm saying is that like this is how I felt with a roommate. I felt uncomfortable in my own space, uncomfortable in my own home. I didn't want to go home at the end of each day. I was finding reasons not to be there. Like I'll tell you, I'll unpack this story one day. But and all of this over a boy. So stupid. It was too much. It was too much. Anyway. So yes. When this person permeates your whole world, you need to be careful about who you invite into your space.
Yeah, it does. Okay, I'm going to read one last one. I was going to read two, but I don't think we have time for that. So this one I especially like because she says, I was formerly engaged to a multi-millionaire. Okay. And she goes, think Bugatti owning, self-centered, no time for me type. But actually ended up marrying a wonderful, hardworking middle-class man. He brings me tea every morning, opens my car door, cares about my family, treats every feeling I have as important. And when I'm sick, he takes care of me. He provides anything I could possibly want. I'm so thankful every day I have someone who loves and cares for me this much. It's the meaning of life. So, from someone who was with a rich man. I don't know. Look, I want to flip it a little bit. I think it's possible to marry for love and money and a decent person all at the same time. It's possible. People have had it. Why must we choose one? Look, marry for love and money.
Marry for both if you can. I think it's the right thing to do. But look, I think my big thing is in the order and the priority of what must come first, it is the kind of person you are marrying. This person must be, I think ultimately, and I think this is something that I've always like prayed for, is I just want my person to be someone who is kind. Someone who is a kind person.
Yeah.
and someone who's deeply like values orientated, like then if that box is ticked, if that box is true, then we can start to assess the other things, and go, is this survivable? Is this not? But if the person is a good person, the character is strong, there is more room to go, okay, we can let go of this, we can accept this, we can work on this together, etc., etc.
100%.
And exactly in that exact story, she was engaged to someone. So she said yes to someone
to marrying someone
who she knew was self-obsessed, self-important, not a good person, and she walked away from that situation. Right? I would say, as she was my friend, I would say you did the right thing.
She did the right thing. She 1000% did the right thing. I agree with you 100%. For me, hi, Dami. I married the person before love, before potential.
Wow.
So I married the person because I'm like, if ever you... Love can wax and wane, I think, sometimes. But when you marry, because it was who he was. It wasn't because of how I was feeling necessarily. It wasn't because my heart was going gish gish. It wasn't that alone. I married the individual. Like this person, he checks all of the boxes and he's kind. He connects, like we connected like on a deeper level. He is... And sometimes I joke, like, he's like the male version of me. Like, we want the same things. We believe the same things. We're working towards the same things. We both put considering the other person first. And sometimes it's a problem because like, no, you go rest, I'll take the baby. No, you go rest, I'll take the baby. No, you go rest. I think you need a rest. And then it becomes chaos. But that's what I kind of did. It was the person and then love and then potential. Like, okay, I do love this person. I'm in love with this person. Even if I'm mad at this person, I still want them close by. I still want to be with them. That doesn't take anything away from it. Even if they screw up, can we work our way through it? And then potential, it's like, what's he doing? Is he educated? Is he bettering himself? Does he have a job?
Makes a lot of
Does
sense.
he work hard? Does he have a vision for the future? Can he be a leader in our home? Will he be a great dad? Will he be a good husband? Is he a good friend? Those are the things that I was looking at. So like you gotta game plan it. You can't just be like, oh, he's pretty to look at.
I know we're running out of time and maybe we should have this conversation as part of another episode. But I did want to ask you, do you believe in love at first sight? Do you believe that that's a real thing?
I believe in attraction at first sight.
I'm not talking about attraction because if we all know that like Michael B. Jordan is an attractive man. Like,
is he? I'm kidding. Kidding.
What I'm saying is that like love at first sight, like Disney movies come to life.
Can I tell you why I said I believe in attraction? Because love is something that builds. But the science will tell you that the emotions you have in that moment when you see someone that the media and obviously the Disney movies have called it love, it's not actually love. It's a chemical reaction. So you are drawn to a person. You are attracted to them. You got you got hit immediately by something about them, their aura, their face, their smile, their voice. Something about them drew you in. And then you're like, I want to double click. I want to learn more. I think that's what it is.
I would challenge this to go, because then why is it only with certain people that you feel that desire to double click? Let's summarize it
because something about
double click.
Because something.
What
so
I'm saying
what
is that if it's just attraction, if it is, Joe Soap walks into the room now and I find him attractive. Do you know what I mean? Like, I find him attractive. Like, that's different to like what is described as love at first sight. Is this like this magnetic something?
Cass, hang on. When I said attraction, I didn't say because the person was beautiful to look at. That's different. Like you could be attracted to a person just for their aura. Something about that person is drawing you to them. It's not just because they were beautiful to look at. Sometimes you're drawn to a person because of their smile. Like for me, I'm not gonna lie. For me, one of the things was Dami's smile. Like when he has a real laugh, not the fake one he likes to do sometimes. When
he does,
he's got this real one.
Yeah.
When he throws his head back when he does it. Like it's a real one.
Yeah.
And I remember the day he first did it, and I was just like, okay. Sure.
Okay, but now why did you feel that, but I didn't for Dummy?
Because you weren't meant to. We're not all attracted to the same people.
This is what I'm saying. This is the crux of my point. Is how does it work? And maybe this needs to be an episode on its own.
It's chemistry, girl.
The thing I'll tell you, the reason I'm asking this question is because I am a cynic on this whole thing of love at first sight. I
don't believe in it.
Do not believe in it. I think that I don't think it's possible. How can you love someone you don't know anything about? Until I met this person. Okay, and I'll tell this episode is too long now, but
it's too long.
I know.
We'll do a part two.
We need a part two.
Let's
but
do
I met
a part
this person,
two.
and just so you know, it rocked my brain chemistry in a way that I'm not comfortable with. Okay, because something happened,
Cass,
inside of me, and I'm not okay with it.
An episode. I'm gonna close this episode. We're gonna do a part 2 of Marry for Love, but don't marry a bum.
Woo! I don't like that feeling.
Please come and share your stories. There were many stories on the BuzzFeed. I did not get to read even half of them because Cass and I have gone off. But come and share. What's your experience? What are your feelings? Marry for love, but don't marry a bum. Marry for money, marry for love. What did you do? How did it turn out for you? I married for love. It's working out. Thank the Lord. Come and share with us on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. And don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, invite a friend, send it to a friend, save it, download it, do everything. And we will see you in part 2. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. You can also watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you. Bye.